Hello, everybody. This is Cynthia Ramirez, and this is week 3 of your basic drawing class. Um, we had talked about gesture. We were talking about line. Gesture was the next thing that we were talking about, and we're still continuing with line this week. And oh, sorry, I'm just seeing if it's still recording here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about 3 things: continuous line drawing, organizational line drawing, and blind contour drawing. The first one, continuous line drawing, is basically a line that is unbroken from the beginning to the end. In a single line, move slowly stated than a gestural line. The drawing implement stays on the uninterrupted contact with the surface and paper during the entire length of the drawing. In other words, you're going to start with a, oops, sorry, kind of jagged it there, an implement or a drawing thing. I would probably use your permanent marker that we have you can just constantly keep moving. So the continuous line, what it means is you start on one end of the paper and you continue looking at an object, and do not take your pen off of the paper. If you have to go into the object, you're going to go follow and go over your lines, just retracing what you have to go in it. So it's going to be like this kind of overlapping, very, not scribbly, that's not what I mean, but just going in and finding the form that you're looking at. Okay, so that's a continuous line drawing. So for this drawing, what I want you to do is you're going to make up a still life. A still life is just a putting together a bunch of objects that you're going to draw. It can be a plant, it could be books, it could be anything that you have that's an interesting to look at, right? And you're going to put more than one object together. You're going to use overlapping and that kind of thing. So that's a still life. It's a very traditional way of drawing. So with this drawing, you're going to, let me give you some examples here on your guidelines here for, sorry, everything's wiggly. So your guidelines for continuous line drawing. You can use an implement that permits a free-flowing line. Use an unbroken line for the entire drawing. Keep your drawing implement consistently on contact with the paper. Draw through the forms as if they were transparent. So you're going to see this overlapping of lines going in there. Describe both outside edges and internal shapes. So you're going to go over and go inside and try to figure out all the details in there, never picking it up, okay? You'll fill the entire surface of the paper, encompassing positive and negative shapes. So the positive, of course, will be the object itself. The negative is the background, okay? Now vary the height of the line, okay? So if you have an object, have a smaller object, larger, so it's to give a variety of objects in height-wise. And then use continuous overlapping lines, okay? So you're taking that and just going back over your lines. It's going to be a searching, looking for that form of that particular object, okay? So that's the first one. You can use, for the next one, you can use the object for the same still life for this next one. Now this one is organizational line drawing. An organizational line provides the framework for a drawing. This framework can be compared with the armor or the armature upon which sculpture molds clay and the scaffolding of building. So basically what it is a, you're doing the lines. What does that, like the gesture, but you're trying to find that form, and that form is going to be important. You know, it's what holds that armature, that holds the drawing together, okay? This one's a little different in that you are keeping, once again, the pen on the paper and searching. And this time it's going to be, you're building up the edges, the inside and outside edges. So it's going to be, you can actually start to see form, right? It almost looks scribbly. It almost looks like it's just, trying to find that image, trying to get that image in there. And another thing I want you to do is I want you to expand outward. I want you to, if there's the background, you're going to, if there's a window there, show me that window. Show me what's behind it. If it's a wall back there, is it in a corner? Is there anything of interest that's going to be in the background? So that you can do lighter, make it look like background. So then you're going to go in there and you're going to pretty much, that line's going to have more lines just trying to find that edge. I hope you can see this, but this is what that one looks like. Okay, you see how they're searching and getting that information there? So that's going to be important there. Let me see if I have the continuous. This is your example for the continuous. This is all in your book too. So you can see how that person, there's a chair there, there's all kinds of information. Look at the background they did too. Like there's a, what is it, a sofa, but you notice you can see through, almost like you can see through those things. So don't be afraid to go under, as if those objects are transparent, is what they're talking about. So continuous line drawing. You're going to sit there and look and find that object, okay? So let's do this quick. I think I have a few more minutes that I can do it, but I'm going to try to send, this is my own studio, by the way. I'm working on my show, so you're going to see some, it's kind of a little messy in here, but that's okay. So let me show you this real quick, okay? All right, so here's my paper. Hope I can do it in 3 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do my hand again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now it's not going to be sketchy like the other ones. But I'm going, and I'm trying to find, I'm going back in and trying to find my fingers. Okay, then my thing goes out like this. And then I go back into my, oh. Okay, I'm going back up. I'm going to show my knuckle. Go back up, tracing what I've done. This is my thumb. And then I'm going to go into, I'll go back up in here. Try to find that finger again. Oops, I kind of messed it up. Okay, now I'm going in here. Here, and go back up in here. Give me some of this stuff in here. Find my other side of my finger. Find my other finger. Okay. If I want to go, and pretty much, I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, you can see it pretty much. But anyways.